Typically, when you think of cheer, the first thing that comes to your mind is girls jumping up and down in miniskirts with pom-poms. This is not cheerleading. This is what Hollywood perceives as cheerleading. Today, I'm going to inform you on the 3 different types of cheerleading and how cheerleading actually is. The 3 different types of cheerleading are competitive cheer, league cheer, and school cheer. Competitive cheer is the most difficult of the 3. School cheer is a combination of league cheer and comp cheer. And league cheer is kind of a mixture of both as well, but it's kind of its own little thing. For competition cheer, there are 6 different levels, and it's all level 1 through 6. Although there are 6 different levels, each level has their own different divisions. So for example, level 1, you can have level 1 small, level 1 junior, and level 1 senior. Level 1 small is for elementary school level 1 cheerleaders. Level 1 junior is elementary school to junior. Level 1 senior is elementary school up to seniors, as in up to high school. This aging can kind of be confusing because on the mat you could have a bunch of high schoolers with incredibly talented elementary schoolers, which is just fine as long as they're in the right division. Each level has their own restrictions. Each level you can only do up to a certain difficulty of tumbling, a certain difficulty of stunting, and a certain difficulty of jumps. Each level has their own difficulty, and if you break those difficulties, you are immediately disqualified or you will get point deductions. Once you get point deductions, you might as well just not compete because that will could set you back at least 4 places in the competition. In competition cheer, you learn a 2-minute 30-second routine that consists of pyramid, jumps, stunts, tumbling, and dance. Also with competitive cheerleading, the floor you compete on is a spring floor with a mat on top of it to give you that extra boost. In competitive cheer, you typically have 3 practices a week, along with a competition every other weekend. Depending on the competition, it could be 1 day or it could be 2 days, and these competitions last at least 8 hours a day. So it's very tiring just to compete a 2-minute 30-second routine. Competition cheer has different types of competitions. You have your regular competitions, which could be local, it could be out of state, but it's just a competition that you could win a trophy or a medal at. And then you have nationals, which is usually NCAA, Worlds, or Summit. For NCAA, you can sign up your team no matter how many points they've scored. They don't need to be invited. You can sign up however you want. For Worlds, you have to be invited and you have to be a level 5 or higher team. Worlds is located in Orlando, Florida. For Summit, you have to be a level 4 or lower team. It's also located in Florida, and you have to be invited to this as well, meaning you have to get a bid. A bid is whenever judges think that your team deserves to go and compete as a national title. If you win nationals, instead you win a trophy, you win a leather jacket, and you win a ring. Whenever you go to NCAA, you only win a jacket and a trophy. So going to Worlds and Summit is a huge deal. It's basically the Olympics for the cheer world. Now on to league cheer. League cheer is a whole other world. League cheer, you don't have to try out. All you have to do is sign up with your age group and then you're put onto a cheer team. This team will only practice 1 to 2 times a week and they'll have a game every Saturday for the football players that are assigned to that team. At each practice, you pretty much spend your entire practice learning cheers that you will be cheering at the football game for the football players. At the football game, depending on who you're cheering for, you could also do a halftime routine. This halftime routine could be 2 cheers in a jump sequence. It could be 1 cheer in a jump sequence, or you could simply go out there and just cheer. It all depends on your coach. It's more free than competitive cheer. With league cheer, you can do competitions, but it's entirely up to you. League cheer has 3 different types of competitions. There's locals, regionals, and nationals. Locals are usually held in your own city, although you have to win locals to move on to nationals, which is why locals are held in your own city. So, for example, Austin will have their own locals, so will San Antonio. Then when you move on to regionals, Austin, San Antonio, and all the other cities will compete against each other. Each team in each division, which the divisions are according to age group, so 8U, 6U, 12U, 14U, etc., will all compete against their own age group. If each person who wins that age group, or each team who wins that age group, gets to move on to nationals. Nationals are held in Orlando, Florida as well. At nationals, girls from all over the states will come to compete. So this time you're not only competing against cities in your state, you're competing against cities around the United States. Moving on to school cheer. For school cheer, you have practice every day because you go during your cheer period in high school. If you make varsity, you practice every single day. If you make JV, you practice every other day. At the school cheer practices, you pretty much practice each day a different thing because you have so many practices. So one day you could do jumps and tumbling. One day you could just do tumbling. One day you could do cheers. It all depends on the season you're in. If you're in football season and you have a pep rally coming up, you'll typically just do your pep rally routine all period until that Friday. And then on that Friday, you'll practice your cheers for the game that Friday night. At pep rallies, they'll also perform a 2-minute, 30-second routine. But this routine is on dead mat, which means it's just a mat with no springs. In league cheer, whenever you compete, you also compete on dead mat. This is due to lack of funds and lack of coaching. In school cheer, there are not very many requirements to be a coach, along with league cheer. Competition cheer, there's a ton of training you have to go through in order to be a coach. I hope that my speech has taught you something about cheer and you don't think of cheerleaders as just girls bouncing around in skirts. Thanks.